Welcome back to the Fake Weather Report. This is a series on Mystery Babylon, the Endgame. This is going to be part 3, and this we will be going over uh, Jeremiah 50 and 51. Let's begin. Jeremiah 50. The word that the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among nations, and publish, and set up a standard, and publish, and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. For out of the north there cometh a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and shall none dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. In those days and in that time, saith the Lord, the children of Israel shall come, and the children of Judah together, going and weeping, they shall go and seek the Lord their God. They shall ask the way to Zion, and their faces to their word, saying, Come, and let us join ourselves to the Lord in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. My people hath been lost sheep, their shepherds hath caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains, they have gone from the mountain to the hill, they have forgotten their resting place. All that have found have devoured them, and their adversaries said, We offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. Remove out of the midst of Babylon, and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans, and be as the goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall be taken from their arrows, shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. And Chaldea be a spoil, all that the spoil will be satisfied, saith the Lord. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown as fat and heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls. Your mother shall be so sore confounded, so that that ye shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Because of the wrath of the Lord it shall be not inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished, and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon, and round about. All that ye bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord. Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of the Lord. Take vengeance upon her, as she hath done, do unto her. Cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest, for fear of pressing sword, that shall turn every one to his people, and they shall flee, every one to his own land. Israel is a scattered sheep, the lions have driven away. The first king of Syria has devoured them, and the last is Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, hath broken his bones. Therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will punish the king of Babylon and its land. I have punished the king of Assyria, and I will bring Israel again to his habitation, and he shall feed on the camel and Bashan, and his soul shall be satisfied upon Ephraim and Gilead. In these days and in the time, saith the Lord, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none, and the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found. For I will pardon them whom I reserve. Go up against the land of Merathim, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pekod. Waste and utterly destroy them, saith the Lord, and do according to all I have commanded thee. A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolate among the nations? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware, thou art not found. Thou art found, and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. The Lord hath opened his armory, and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation, for this is the work of the Lord of God of hosts in the land of Chaldeans. Come against her from the utmost border. Open her storehouses, cast up her heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing be left. Slay all her bullocks. Let them go down to slaughter. Woe unto him, for the days is come, the time of our visitation. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord of our God, the vengeance of his temple. Call together archers against Babylon, all the that bend the bow. Camp up against it round about it. Let none therefore escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done. Do unto her, for she hath been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore shall her young be fall in the streets, and her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Lord. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord God of hosts, for thou day is come in the time that which exists thee, and that most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle fire in his cities, and shall devour all round about him. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Their Redeemer is strong, the Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land, and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. A sword is upon the Chaldeans, said the Lord, and the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon their princes, and upon their wise men. A sword is upon their liars, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. A sword is upon their horses and to their chariots, and upon their mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as a woman. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. Therefore the wild beasts of the desert, and the wild beasts of the islands dwell there, and the owls that dwell therein shall be no more inhabited forever, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. As God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, shall man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. Behold, a people shall come from the north, and a great nation and kings shall be raised up from the coasts of the earth. They shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel, and they will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses, every one put in array like a man to battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon. The king of Babylon hath heard of report of them, and his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him, and pangs as a woman in travail. Behold, he shall come up like a lion swelling of Jordan unto the habitation of the strong. But I will make them suddenly run away from her. And who is a chosen man, that I may appoint over her? For who is like me, and who will appoint the time, and who is the shepherd that will stand before me? Therefore hear ye counsel of the Lord. He hath taken away against Babylon and his purposes, that he hath purposed against the land of Chaldeans. Surely the flock of the shall draw them out. Surely you'll make the habitation desolate unto them. At the noise of taking Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among nations.